gonna have a smutty October. Hi everyone, my name is Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading, and today I'm coming to you with October's version of Timmies TBR. Timmies TBR, if you don't know, is my TBR game that I play every month based around my love of Tim Hortons coffee, and we are going to dive in to this round. Last month in September, I did not get to all the books that I was supposed to get to. It was quite a stack, so that's not overly surprising. So there are 5 books as of filming this video that I have not read. There's still a week left in September when I'm filming this video, so there is a possibility that I get to some of these, but I feel like that's probably unlikely. So I'm gonna say that I'm rolling them over. If I do get them done, then that's a bonus. The first one is Vampire Seeker. I also did not get to Mirror of Worlds, Mistakes Were Made, Sweet Nothings, and Inkblood Sister Scribe. So like I said, I didn't get to any of these books last month. That was certainly not the plan, but it is what has happened. So we are rolling 5 books over into October already. So that's a stack. We have a stack already. 5 books is already a stack, but I'm hoping Timmy's TBR is going to be nice to us this month. Let's jump into the first roll. Also, before we jump into the rolls, I just wanted to say that I am a host for Smutober in October. It is a readathon where we just read smutty books. It was based on me discovering that I don't really like horror that much. I read horror, but it's just not my favorite genre. But I found smutty horror and I was like, well, maybe that will work. But you can read any type of smut during Smutober. It can be contemporary romance. It can be whatever you want. So if you're wondering why there's a lot of smut on this TBR, that's why. Also, the link to the Smutober Discord is going to be down below if you also want to have a smutty October. I highly recommend.
Roll number 1 is a 6. A series spinner wheel space.
So we did land on a series spinner wheel space, and it ended up giving me Lord of the Isles again. And if you remember from earlier in this video, when I said we were rolling over books from last month, we were rolling over a series spinner wheel, which was also Lord of the Isles. So clearly, Timmy's TBR is not thrilled that I keep putting this series off. So it wants me to read another one this month. So that would mean I'd have to read 2 books in the series this month. We'll see if that happens, but we're gonna put it on the TBR. And that is The God's Return. And this is the last book in the Lord of the Isles series. So if I complete both books, I will be completely done with the series. So at least Timmy's TBR is getting me to finish some series if I would actually read the books. Luckily with this game, if I don't read them in the month, they just keep rolling over. So I will eventually need to finish this series to get it off the TBR. I can't replace them as part of the rules of the game. So I will be finishing this series in theory in October. If you don't know what Lord of the Isles is, it follows Garrick. Garrick is living in a very small town with his sister Sharina and their 2 friends, Ina and Cashel. When they find out that Garrick and Sharina are actually the prince and princess of the Isles, they were whisked away when their parents were murdered and have been raised in this small town, and now they have to go back and rule the Isles. But there is a magical entity fighting against them, and they are constantly having to go to battle with this power that is trying to overthrow the Isles and ruin all of everyone's lives, really. We don't know who that is as of yet, but I'm assuming by the end of the books, I will find out who. There's a lot of portal fantasy in this book. They each kind of get whisked into other worlds where they have to fight different battles and get back to the Isles. So I do love this series, and I absolutely love these old covers. These classic fantasy covers. I love having these on my shelves. It will be nice to finish the series. I just need to get around to it this October.
Roll number 2 is an 8. And it's a coffee space. Set in summer. Timmy's TBR clearly does not know what season it is.
So we landed on a coffee space with the prompt set in summer. And for this book, I don't know if it's set in summer, but it's set in a warm, sunny place. So that's how I'm going to be filling this prompt. It's set in Hollywood, and to me, that gives me the summer vibes. And I also wanted to fit this in for Smutober, and that is How to Fake It in Hollywood by Ava Wilder. I read Ava Wilder's other book, Will They or Won't They, during Amazing Readathon, I think. And I absolutely adored it. I ended up giving it 5 stars. I had a fantastic time with this book. So I wanted to read the author's backlist. And this is the only book in the author's backlist. So I'm really excited to be getting to it in the month of October, even though it doesn't really give spooky vibes, but it does work for Smutober. And I had to pick something set in summer. So really nothing with spooky vibes was gonna work for this prompt. So at least I'm getting to read a romance that I'm highly anticipating. So this book follows Gray Brooks. Gray Brooks is finishing her run on a soap and needs to kind of keep herself in the public eye. Her publicist comes up with a scheme that she should fake date a heartthrob actor, and that's what they do. So she starts to fake date Ethan, who is a high-profile actor who is struggling to overcome kind of some bad publicity after a divorce. So it kind of works for both of them. They both need good publicity, and this fake dating scheme will work for both of them. And we all know how fake dating goes. The sexual chemistry and the Hollywood vibes in the other book were top tier, and that's what I've come to expect from seeing that the author really kind of sets all of their romances in Hollywood with these actors and actresses. And I'm very excited to pick up this book during October.
Roll number 3 is a doubles 6. Another coffee space. A smutty book times 2.
So we landed on a coffee space and with a doubles, which means I have to pick 2 books for this prompt. That's how the game works. And luckily, this prompt actually works perfectly for the month of October because I am doing Smutober and I got Smutty Book. So the first book that I'm going to put on for Smutty Book is the group book for Smutober, and that is Halloween Encounter by Sibley Stamps. This book follows Nora. Nora is getting ready for a Halloween party that she does not want to go to. So she gets out of the shower, and when she enters her dorm room, she finds a very nice looking gentleman who is purple with prop tentacles. She assumes it's a costume because it is Halloween. Would you not assume that? But it's not. It's actually Pascal. Pascal is an alien who never meant to land on this planet and has found himself in Nora's dorm room. I love alien smut. I read Ice Planet Barbarians. I read other alien smut romances. So for Smutober, this was a great group book option, and I'm excited to read it live on Sprints with Crystal and Neva, who are also the hosts of Smutober. I will link Crystal and Neva's channel down below. I don't know when those sprints are happening, but if you're subscribed to all 3 of us, you'll see that on our channels. The other book that I will be putting on this list is a book I actually got for Stuff Your Kindle Day, and it's called Must Love Dragons. And I forget the author's name, but a picture will be here. So, by the author that is listed here. Like I said, I got this for Stuff Your Kindle Day, and all I know about it is that it is a dragon shifter romance. That's literally it. That's all I know.
Roll number 4 is an 8. Another coffee space. Bestie pick. Okay, I need to get one of the besties to pick me a book. So I will see who's available.
I'm so excited we got this prompt and it's bestie pick. And when I was doing the rolls for Timmies TBR, I was actually on Sprints. So I had Neva on Sprints. So when we got off the Sprints, I was like, hey, can you stick around? Can you stay and hang out with me for a minute? And we'll get you to pick a book for me because I need a bestie pick. So here is a StreamYard conversation that Neva and I had behind the scenes telling you what I should read for this prompt. So Timmy's TBR needs me to have a bestie pick. And luckily, while I was finishing and doing the rolls, I was actually on Sprints with Neva. So it was pretty easy to nail down a bestie at this moment in time. So here we are, Neva Thank you so much for being my bestie this time. What do you want me to read in October?
Do you have Priest on your thing for October?
Nope.
I want you to read Priest. That's what I want you to read.
Okay. Priest it is. I'm actually excited about that. I'm doing the Smutty KU vlog. You've given me a smutty book, and Timmy's TBR gave me a doubles smutty book. I might just lean into it more.
My Vlogoween may become Vlogoween
Smuttober.
Smuttober
We should
edition.
go Smutober.
Oh my god, let's do it.
Honestly, I am not surprised Neva picked Priest at all. Neva loved Priest, as well as so many people I know. It is a booktube favorite, and I know that it's a smutty book with a priest. That's also pretty much all I know about it. It's not a book that I know a lot about, but I do know that the smut is top tier, and I know that so many of my friends absolutely are obsessed with this series and love the book Priest. I am thrilled to be finally reading this book. I've been saying for months that I need to read this. Neva really did me a solid picking Priest.
Roll number 5 is a 7. And that gets us to the end of the board.
So I made it to the end of the board, and if you don't know, the end of the board means I get to pick a mood read and I get to read whatever I want. More often than not, I end up picking the B&K Book Club book because I need to read it, and I also picked it, so I'm obviously excited to read it. The B&K Book Club is a book club that I host every single month with my friend Kelsey. The links are all down below, and we read one book every month live on sprints, as well as with a Discord conversation. The book club is completely free to join. I had a couple people ask about that. So if you are interested, like I said, the links are down below. And this month we will be reading Gone Tonight by Sarah Pecknin. So this book basically follows Catherine and Ruth. Catherine is a daughter and Ruth is the mother, and Catherine is ready to spread her wings and leave home. And for unknown reasons, Ruth does not want that to happen. She wants to keep Catherine close and just does not trust that Catherine has everything together to leave her house. And there seems to be something sinister going on as to why Ruth doesn't want Catherine to leave, but I don't know what that is from the synopsis. And obviously, this starts to stifle the relationships and secrets start to be revealed. What is actually going on in this book? I don't know. The synopsis is very small. Really, what I just told you is the entire synopsis of this book. I have read other books by this author, but not just by this author. So Sarah Pecknin writes in a writing duo with Greer Hendricks, and I have read a couple books by the writing duo. So it'll be interesting to see what I think of the author as a singular entity, as I'm used to seeing it in a writing duo. So we've reached the end of Timmy's TBR, and realistically, this is normally where I hold up the stack and go, these are all the books I have to read. But I have a lot of Kindle books that I have to read, so the stack does not really convey the amount of books. Let's hold it up anyway. We have these 2 books for this round of Timmy's TBR, as well as 4 Kindle books. So 6 books in total for this round of Timmy's TBR. But remember, we are rolling over 5 books from last month, 1 Kindle book and 4 physical books. So now the stack looks a little bit bigger. We have 6 physical books and also 5 Kindle ebooks. So 11 books in total. It is doable. It really is. But, you know, I'm sometimes bad at following my TBR. Relatable? I would assume. But I'm going to do my best to get through all 11 books in October. Luckily, a lot of them are smut. I'm rolling over a couple of smut books, and I ended up getting a lot of smut on the TBR for Smutober, as well as finishing a series, which is also very exciting. So there's good things here. I should be able to do it, but I say that every month and then I come back and tell you I'm rolling books over. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I would love to know what ended up on your October TBR. Are you going to be reading smut for Smutober, or are you going to lean into more spooky and horror books? I know it's not my thing, but I know a lot of people do love the spooky and horror time and are very excited to be doing spooky and horror things for October. So let me know what's on your TBR down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.